Hey, what is going on, guys? So this is going to be another video showcasing off a recently custom completed painted build here for you. Obviously, as you guys can see, this is the HG RX-78-2 Gundam Beyond Global version, and now it is slightly customized. It's basically just a custom color scheme, but there is a little bit of customization there to it. Now, before I let you guys know what that is, I want to see if you guys can spot it. So if you can see what the customization is before I mention it, leave a comment there down below and say what that is, what you think that is. If you can tell, you should be able to tell if you're familiar with the kit anyway. And then I'll let you guys know what that is here in just a minute. But basically, as you guys can see, what I've done for this kit is, for the most part, just change the color scheme because I'm doing this special project this year because the 40th anniversary of Gunpla. What I'm doing is taking 4 different 1/44 scale Gundam kits. They're all coming out this year, and painting them in different color schemes, and then I'm planning to have them all mounted onto one base all together to showcase them all off as a special 40th anniversary special display of the different RX-78-2s that they're coming out with. So just to remind you guys, I did the G40 and G3 colors, and then I did the HG the Origin RX-78-2 kit with the real type colors. And now obviously this one in the Casval's colors. And then the last one that I'm going to do for the set is going to be the entry grade as well, that I've got a custom color scheme all done for that one as well too. Well, not custom color scheme, it is also going to be based off of a canon color scheme. So none of the custom color schemes that I'm doing are like my own creation. It's basically taking actual canon like RX-78-2 variant color schemes and applying them onto the different kits. So with this one, what I used for the basis of the colors was actually the master grade. I think the master grade, I think it's the 2.0. I want to say there is a Master Grade 3.0 version of the Casval's Gundam, and also the real grade. I think both of those versions are a little bit more bright and vibrant in their colors. I didn't want to quite go that route. I wanted them to be a little bit more muted, and so I went for this kind of maroon and salmon-y pink kind of color. There is actually some fluorescent paint mixed in there. There are custom mixed paints there for this, and so there is a bit of fluorescent paint in there. So it's a little bit bright, but definitely more muted than what you can see like on the P Bandai versions that they made for the real grade and the 3.0 master grade. So let me know what you guys think of the colors, but I'm actually really quite happy with how those came out. Not really ever been too much of a fan of the Casval's Gundam color scheme on the Gundam, but I think this actually came out looking pretty good. And it was a good fit for the RX-78-2 Beyond Global version here because the face is a little bit different sort of looking of a face. And as some of you guys mentioned, this was actually suggested by some of you, so thank you to a few of you guys who did actually suggest this. I was thinking about which color scheme to use here for the Beyond Global, and some people suggested using the Casval's colors because the face has a little bit more kind of evil look to it, a little bit more menacing look to it, and it's just a little bit more of a different kind of the design, especially there in the legs and the forearms as well too. I mean, how they have that separation for the shield and everything. So because the design is a little bit more different, a little bit more unique looking, it kind of made sense for this one to be the Casval's color version, considering that like if it were a Casval's Gundam, it would maybe be a little bit different from the sort of typical Gundam we're used to seeing that Amuro pilots, for example. So I think it was a pretty good fit to do Casval's colors for this version of the Gundam, and it ended up looking pretty good, I gotta say. So as for the customization, really the only customization that I did was getting rid of the only thing that I really didn't like necessarily about this kit, which was the terrible panel line design on the front of the knees. They had this really weird spider web of panel lines on the front of the knees. It just looks so terrible and out of place in my opinion, because there's not any other similar design of panel lines anywhere around on the kit. It's only right there on the knee that it looks like that, and it just looks very strange. So what I did is basically just filled those in with putty, filled in those panel lines, filled in those panel lines, and then just kind of sanded that away just to make the knees just the solid pieces there without those ugly panel lines on there. I think it looks a lot better to simplify those a bit. There was a little bit of seam line removal though. Speaking of that, there was seam line removal to do on the rifle. With it being an HG beam rifle, it's pretty typical that you'd have to do some seam line removal on that. So got rid of that, not a big deal. That was pretty easy. And otherwise, I mean, that was pretty much all there was to it. Fortunately, the way that this kit is designed, there's hardly any seam lines on it. Like the top of the shoulders, where you typically have seam lines on an HG kit, is like the head, the shoulders, those parts are all one solid piece, so no seam lines on those. So if you guys are wanting to try out painting a kit, this is one really nice version. Obviously, it's not quite as cheap as the entry grade, so if you're looking like just for a kit to practice your painting on, the entry grade is really good for that. The entry grade has a lot more seam lines on it though, not a lot, I should say. It has a couple more seam lines, most notably on the legs basically, where this one is a little bit more detailed, a little bit more obviously well-engineered kit than the entry grade, with it being much more expensive. So I mean, you're trading off a little bit more price, obviously, but you're getting a much better kit out of it, I think. So it's definitely not a bad option if you're wanting a good solid kit to practice your painting on and not have to worry about doing too much seam line removal on it. So it's a pretty easy one to paint up, so I enjoyed it pretty well. It's definitely not my favorite design of the RX-78-2. I think I definitely still prefer the Origin version as far as the design goes, but this one is a pretty cool one. As far as the decals, I used just some different decals that I had laying around for the Xeon markings and the Casval's kind of A eagle marking there on the shoulder. The other decals, all just the white ones, are just from Tim's Child of Mecha decals sets. So I use the 1/44 scale Mecha decals for this. So those are really nice, and once again, really highly recommend you guys check those out. We have all those over at USA Gundam Store, so check out the link to USA Gundam Store down below. You can check out the decals. You can get this kit there as well too, as well as other kits and everything else. You guys can save 10% off all that stuff using my coupon code there, ZakuAurelius10. Check that out, of course, as you guys know. But yeah, great decals, and so those went on really nicely. The custom markings don't exactly match like what you would have with the Master Grade. Like I said, I based the colors off the Master Grade. I would have liked to base the decals off the Master Grade as well too, but I didn't have the exact same kind of decals from that, unfortunately, so I just had to go for something pretty close. I think it came out fine. I like the big Xeon marking there on the front of the shield. Is pretty cool, so that one especially looks quite nice, I think. And it'll look really cool in the set once all four are all stood together, to see like all the shields all in a line and have just one of them being like with the big Xeon logo marking on it instead of the other three, which are all going to have EFSF markings on it. So it'll be a cool kind of one that's going to stand out, I think, amongst the set of the four of them. So that is pretty much it for this one, guys. It's just a little bit of seam line or seam line removal, yes, on the rifle, and then the pentaline removal as well. I'm used to saying seam line removal. It's so weird to say pentaline removal, but yeah, pentaline removal as well on the knees, and custom color scheme and custom decals, and that's pretty much it. So pretty simple. It looks great though. And with this one done and dusted and added to the team, that means we've just got the entry grade left, and it's actually already done as well too. So I'll show that to you guys in just a couple of days, because I've actually got that one already done as well too. Just need to work on finishing the base. So once I got the base all done and they're all mounted up, I'll show you guys the last entry, the entry grade, into the team, and then we'll see how they all look as a set for the special 40th anniversary of Gunpla. I think that'll be pretty cool. So, alright guys, that's gonna be it for this video. If you do have any other questions, comments about this, do feel free to leave those down below. Always open to you guys' critique, positive or negative. Just make sure it's constructive, obviously. But I thank you all so much for your support, liking the video, commenting, subscribing. Make sure you're subscribed and hit the bell icon. If you want to see some more, I've got a few more painted builds all ready to show you guys here over the next week or so. So I'll try to get these all out to share with you guys, because they're just taking up space here on my desk at the moment. So thanks so much for watching, guys, and until next time, I hope you're all having a great day. See you later. Bye-bye.